Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where I managed to platinum Elden Ring. Yeah, I beat a Soulsborne and I got every trophy. That is a first for me. Today we are covering Action Comics number 48, The Adventure of the Merchant of Death. A comic where Superman's back on his reckless driver's kick. God, I thought we had left these weird Superman crusading for crazy things back in like the teens. We've definitely not seen an issue like this since the early 20s at best. This is a very short comic because not a lot really happens in it, and it's nearly a mobster story. There are a lot of accidents happening around Metropolis, and after Clark witnesses one of them, he realizes that the car in question had bad brakes, even though the car is supposedly new. It turns out Speed Motors, a used cars dealership, is taking wrecked cars, like messed up, destroyed cars, and taking the parts from them to make a new car, which then is very shoddy. I don't know what Jerry Siegel has against used car dealers at this time, but he seems to really not trust used cars in general. Usually they're pretty fine, especially if you have some information on the car. You definitely want to double check a car if it's been used before, or even if it's new sometimes. But Siegel seems to think all these guys and just used cars in general are a bad thing. Speed then sends a hitman known as The Top to go deal with Clark and Lois, even putting them in a car with no brakes. Clark then falls out of the car and turns into Superman because it's what he does. He falls out of things and turns into Superman. Does it a lot. Then the comic just turns into Speed and his men trying to do things to Clark and Lois or Superman, like dropping junk in them or putting them in a trash compactor. None of it works, and it's all just the same thing over and over again until Superman finally defeats them and puts them away. I actually don't think he collects any evidence here or makes them confess. The Top tries to get away in a car, but the car catches on fire and explodes, and Superman just stands there and watches him die because he deserves it. God, this is like the Superman from 20 Action Comic issues ago. I don't understand. He had grown somewhat. He was saving villains. He wasn't doing crazy stuff like trying to stop all used cars from being sold. I don't know. This feels like an old-fashioned Superman story for a Superman comic that's only the 48th Action Comic book, and God knows how many Superman stories if we start counting the Superman comics, but we're only at like 15 here. But yeah, he had grown enough for this to feel like a completely different and backwards Superman. Okay, that is it from Action Comics number 48, The Adventures of the Merchant of Death. Better title than the actual story. It doesn't even tell you that there's going to be cars in it. Oh, and by the way, there is a very racist caricature of a Japanese man on the cover of this issue, so not great overall. I do think it's better than the Reckless Driver comic from the teens, but marginally at best. Okay, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, hit the bell icon to get the notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday, where I cover a Batman story in either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let us ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? And what happened to the newer Superman who wasn't letting people die? Okay, have a great day.